Creatures of the Night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about Ring of Honor. I have complained about the show being too short. However, this time it was too long. And when I say too long, I mean it was a 3-hour show. Honestly, I don't know what's going on here. I really don't know. I really do feel like how we have the other AEW shows, that Ring of Honor should just be a set time. Just if it's 2 hours, it's 2 hours. Not this amount of time this week and the next week another a bloated show. This was a bloated show. It really was. We had some great things here, but I was not expecting to be sitting down for 3 hours for this show. We did start off with tag team action with JD Drake and Beef teaming up with each other, going against used to be pretty Peter Avalon and Preston Vance. Why are we having Preston and Peter being a team? I have no clue. I didn't necessarily feel like they fit in terms of chemistry. And to me, it was whatever. I think this is more of showing how JD and Beef can get along. JD also is not really on the Beef train. He's kind of not feeling Beef in a way, but they end up having their match and end up taking the win. And I think Beef is looking strong. He's getting TV time. The crowd is absolutely behind him, and I'm happy to see that. But honestly, I don't know why we're just putting people together in terms of a tag team and hoping that it works. I just felt like this was kind of pointless in terms of using Preston and Peter Avalon when you could have just did singles matches with them instead of putting them as a team. I don't think that they work. JD and Beef ends up taking the win. After this, we do have them showing that promo from the Learning Tree on Dynamite last night, and honestly, I don't believe it. With Jericho talking about he's going to take a Ring of Honor to new heights, that's a motherfucking lie. We'll see about that. After this, we have Johnny TV versus Dion Rushman, and I thought this actually was a great match. Now, I will say this. Johnny TV, oh my God, we were just talking about how talented he is as a wrestler and being one of those underrated wrestlers who I feel like he's super talented and hasn't really gotten what he deserved no matter where he's gone. It would be nice to see bigger and better things with him over in Ring of Honor, but that's not the case right now. But still, he's putting in work. He's having his eyes out to being part of MXM Collection. To be honest, I don't think what MXM got going on right now, it works, and I don't think anyone needs to come into that. I don't know what role Johnny will play being part of that group. So for me, I'm not necessarily looking forward to that, but he gives us a really great match. Tonight, I can see Johnny going for TV title or, some type of singles title. He's really, really great. I wonder if the company's going to prioritize him and see how much work he's putting in Ring of Honor and, have him go for a title. At least a few would be nice. Now, Johnny ends up taking a win. After this, we have MXM Collection. These guys are so fucking crazy. They are they're doing a vignette where they are showing their fall collection that's on the Ring of Honor shop website. So they got a couple of new t-shirts. They're modeling them in every way, shape, form, with shirts, without pants, maybe no underwears, who knows? And I thought that was pretty clever. I really love the chemistry between Mason and Mansoor. This is the reason why I'm like, I don't know if adding Johnny TV, no shade to Johnny, will actually do something for this group. It's more of a, if something's not broken, don't try to fix it. Don't adding anything to it. It's fine the way it is. But we'll see how that goes. After this, we do have tag team action with the Gates of Agony versus some poor unfortunate souls that they end up beating in just mere minutes, couple of minutes. Gates of Agony has absolutely improved since the very first time that they tagged. I remember the very first time that they tagged, they have improved as a tag team. This is one of those times where I actually feel like putting two random people together actually worked for them in terms of a team. However, putting them in squash matches like on a weekly basis, like where are we going with that? We need to do better with these guys. And of course, it ends up taking the win. Now, I forgot to mention the show actually opens with the Righteous, and the Righteous are talking about the Sons of Texas, which is the tag team champions, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara. They want to get them hands on them titles. Now, here we have the Sons of Texas. They're cutting a promo on the Righteous, and The Righteous did end up mentioning about Sammy little family, the Rhodes family, whatever. And y'all know how it is. Dustin always getting upset when somebody brings up his family, but all he talks about is his family. So that's fair game, maybe. So he's upset about that, and they're cutting their promo, and that they're gonna be watching out for the Righteous. The Righteous want to get their hands on them titles. They're gonna have to work hard to get those hands on those titles. Now, after this, we have ladies action. We have Reina Isis versus Lady Frost. Every time I hear Lady Frost, I'm just like, damn, our homegirl's gonna take the L. And that's exactly what ended up happening. I find it very interesting that Reina, this is her second match in Ring of Honor, and they're building her up to look really, really strong. I'm thinking that this is them building her up maybe to have a match with Athena. She would feel like a worthy opponent. I'm going through some of these Ring of Honor girls, and also if y'all check her out in CMLL, y'all see how a great of a wrestler she is. Maybe that's what they're doing, or maybe for Red Velvet, whichever one of those two probably work out. We'll end up seeing. I don't care for her finisher. Her finisher is a leg drop from the top rope, and honestly, you having your opponent hold on to the rope so that you can do your leg drop, like your opponent is waiting for you to hit your move. I don't like moves like that. For a finisher, I don't think it's strong, but she's a great wrestler. Reina takes the win. After this, we have an unexpected Pure Rules match. Matt Taven versus Aaron Solo. Aaron Solo got the cute little pigtails going on. He's been at the gym. I can appreciate that. Matt Taven is Matt Taven, so they end up having their match. Matt Taven, he looks better here than Aaron Solo in terms of Aaron's kind of moving around in this match as if this is the first time he's done a Pure Rules match, while Matt Taven has done Pure Rules matches before. Now, Matt ends up taking the win, and I thought that this was okay. This was okay. Matt is seeming to hurt his leg and playing on that injury throughout the match. And after the match, we have Lee Moriarty, who comes out and like, bitch, I'm the Pure Rules champion. I see you over here taking wins. You think you're going to come get this title off of me? I think not. So they're definitely teasing these two having a match somewhere down the line. I would prefer to just see a fucking feud. Like, why not? Tony Khan, we still don't have any information about Final Battle pay-per-view, which is usually in the like middle of December. So maybe we can get some feuds to really cook up to get ready for that pay-per-view that's supposed to be in December. But I'm curious to see where they go in terms of this pure division in Ring of Honor right now. So now we have Lexi Nair backstage with JD Drake and Beef. JD's just like, look, we ain't family. You not even really family with Anthony Henry. I'm just here pretty much doing charity. So if you're going to be hanging around with me, you got to turn it down a little. Actually, you should be turning it down a whole lot. And Beef is just like, no, I'm just going to be myself, which honestly is annoying for everyone else. Honestly, I think it's kind of cute. We'll see where they go with this whole storyline with Beef and everybody else, because the fans are definitely taking a liking to them. Now, after this, the Righteous goes against some people they pick up from the parking lot. And this was over in like a minute, maybe a minute and a half. And I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. You want people to believe that the Righteous should go against the Sons of Texas for the Ring of Honor Tag Championships. Why put them in minute matches? Like, what are we going to get from that as an audience about the Righteous when they're just winning matches in just like less than 2 minutes? I don't think that does any favors for them. They end up taking the win, and after that they end up attacking these poor guys, and that's when we have Dustin and Sammy, who are baby faces, and they can't stand for this, so they come out there and they end up trying to get their hands on the Righteous, but the Righteous end up scattering like flies, and y'all know how that goes. They're teasing for this match to happen between them. We'll see. We'll see. If they're going to continue to just put these guys in squash match situations leading up to a championship, I don't think that does any favors for anyone involved in the story. So after this, we get a pretty decent match with Josh Woods versus Ishii. Ishii is just like, look, in New Japan, they're doing a little super junior tag tournament over there. I don't got nothing to do, so let me just come back to AEW and have some fun. They gave us a really great match. We do have premier athletes who are ringside, and they just having a good time cheating and trying to make sure Josh ends up taking the win. Mark Sterling, this guy's a fucking genius. Like, give him a raise, Tony Khan. I love this guy. Obviously, this is a conglomeration we're talking about. So Ishii ends up taking the win. A really fun matchup. However, after the match, the Premier Athletes are feeling salty. Oh, Premier Athletes got some new merch. So if anybody's interested in that, they finally got some t-shirts. They feeling salty about losing. So they end up putting the beat down on Ishii. And then Kyle O'Reilly come out there and come save his buddy. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm bored. Conglomeration, I'm bored. And to see them on every show, Lord have mercy. Tony Khan, I don't know if I could take this. I don't know. So now we have Dustin and Sammy. They are backstage doing a little promo. And before they can get a couple of words in, here comes the Righteous beating their ass backstage. And I'm just like, good. A good old-fashioned beatdown. I am here for it. Now, while they end up doing that, they got their little chairs. They're hitting them with the chairs. They were stomping them out. And then they take the tag titles and they're holding it up. And I'm just like, hold on. This look right. The Righteous with the tag titles. This look right. I'm feeling it. And I was saying that Tony Khan should be taking advantage of, using time from the show to have backstage moments, to have vignettes, to have things where stories could be being told. Stories are not just told in the ring. They could be taking advantage of filling in that time, especially if the show is less than 2 hours. But tonight they give us 3 hours. After this, we have Top Flight with some local talent, and they end up taking the win. And it's just like, what are we doing with Top Flight? Not enough, apparently. Now, after this, we do have a throwback match. Jay Lethal versus Curry Man. This is for, they was wearing costumes or whatever for Halloween. And while the match was not bad, this whole thing took about 35 minutes in the middle of the show. And I don't think this is a good idea. I was looking on X, and whenever Ring of Honor was posting things about the show, people are commenting on these pictures and videos saying that you guys putting these classic matches dead in the middle of a new show is not good. And I'm seeing the feedback, and I'm wondering if Tony Khan is going to keep those comments in consideration. You have Ring of Honor behind a paywall. People are paying to see this. And if the people who are paying to see this don't want to see what you're doing, then why not change that? You had a formula going. Maybe it wasn't the best, but now you add something that a lot of people are not liking. I think he probably should take in consideration that instead of putting full matches, maybe clips from matches, trying to encourage people to check out the full version of those matches wherever they posted it on the Honor Club. Now, this ends up taking quite some time, and we end up having discussions about everything under the sun during the live stream. And after that, we end up getting Billy Starks versus Blair Onyx, and this was just not much. Billy Starks, she's obviously salty about how her friendship has been with Lexi and Athena, so she's being really aggressive. She's been kind of babyface-ish because of the rift that's going on between her and Athena and Lexi, but in this match you can see the aggression. I wouldn't necessarily say this is her being a heel. I think she's just really frustrated and ends up taking out her frustration on Blair, so she ends up taking the win. So finally, the infantry is back there. They're talking. They all look cute. Everybody look good. And then here comes Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty, and they're just like, so y'all just complacent with just being losers and not really moving up on the card or whatever. And he said, don't you want to do better? Y'all should join Shane Taylor Promotions. Now they think about it. They ask him if they cover dental and all these things, and they end up going on and saying, yes, we'll join. So they end up joining, and honestly, it just looked like a nice little cookout. Everybody's all happy together and everything. I was like, oh, okay, this looks good. I like the way this group looks. Now after this, we have the Infantry going against the Spanish Announce Project, which is Angelico and Serpentico, and they all look good. Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty comes out with them, and I'm just like, yes, their first match, the whole group is together supporting each other. And then, here comes the heel turn. Can you believe it? Trish Adora ends up hitting Angelico in the nuts. And then from there, that energy ends up influencing Sean and Carly to also just be like, no, fuck it, let's beat these motherfuckers up. And then now you see them cheating to win, which they probably didn't even need to do. But that definitely showed everyone that, hey, that these are the bad guys now. And honestly, I like it. It gives them that attitude, that spunk that I feel like they already had. But now that they're the bad guys, that makes things a little bit more interesting. So I'm actually really liking this. I'm seeing the pictures of them online. I'm just like, okay, I love the way this group looks. This is another, I guess you could say, all black faction that's going on within AEW Ring of Honor. And really, I need them to take this seriously. I really do. These are all really great wrestlers, really great entertainers. And I can't wait to see where they're going to go with STP. And also Hurt Syndicate. You know, that's getting started over there on the main roster. Now, after this, we do have Diamante versus, I can't remember poor girl's name, but Diamante ends up taking the win. This was quick as well. I don't know, 3 hours and a lot of stuff that's going on. It's kind of feel like a little bit of a waste of time. We also had the Dark Order versus Iron Savages. At first, it kind of seemed like the Dark Order was heels, but then clearly the Iron Savages are the heels. We've been having the Dark Order pretty much being part of these Team AEW along with the whole fiasco with BCC. So they're getting more love by the fans because of that as of late. But honestly, this match ain't nothing to really run to go see. Now, Dark Order ends up taking the win. So now we have the co-main event, which was Commander versus Arya Daivari. And this was actually pretty good. So this I definitely recommend to watch. Arya Daivari, super talented. He's one of the trainers in AEW. Even though he's part of the Premier Athletes and y'all can't stand to cheer for the heels, they're really good guys and they help a lot of wrestlers look good. And Commander, he's going against Kyle Fletcher on Collision on Saturday. So he needs a little tune-up match, a little warm-up before he goes to take the L against Kyle Fletcher on Saturday. Really great match. The Premier Athletes are ringside again, and they're getting involved. Alex Abrahantes is ringside too, but he's good for nothing, so he doesn't do anything really to help. But Commander's still pretty much beating everyone from the Premier Athletes, end up taking the win. I thought it was really interesting for this to be called a co-main event for whatever reason, but still a great match. After this, they bullshit us before the main event with Chris Jericho, who is pretty much hyping up the main event, which felt very weird to see. I don't understand. I don't know. This was obviously taped from yesterday, but something about it kind of felt a little bit odd, where it's just like, your bitch ass could have been on the show and not necessarily hyping up the main event. Main event is a Halloween Ring of Horror match where we have Athena versus Abaddon. They have a chain that is supposedly locked on both of their wrists. So for the most part during this match, they are together by this chain. There was a few times during the match where the chain did come undone from Athena. I don't think Athena did it herself. I think there was something faulty about that chain. So there was a few times where it came undone. They had steel garbage cans. They had tables and chairs, thumbtacks, and all that in the ring. The table. Okay, the table was just like, hey, not today. They tried spot after spot after spot, and the table was like, I'm not going nowhere. I could not even believe it. They tried over and over again before they finally were able to get Athena through the table. And it was very interesting. That will be on Botchamania. Trust me. This was actually a pretty great match. In my opinion, they didn't need to have this chain to keep them together throughout the match. I think it was unnecessary, but it was also interesting to have. The crowd was absolutely behind this. You know, this was a Halloween theme match, even though Athena wasn't, she was just giving you typical Athena fashions. We had Abaddon, who was going for the Beetlejuice vibes, and throughout the match, the crowd was chanting Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. And I was just like, y'all crazy as fuck. Long story short, because this actually was a pretty lengthy main event, they tore it up. They did a really great job, and I really appreciate both of them doing great. They've been having a slow build to get to this point with Athena and Abaddon, but finally they got it done on Halloween. I mean, like, does that surprise you because of Abaddon? Really great match. I do recommend checking this out. Athena ends up taking the win. And I think, like, every time we're seeing her, especially in these bigger matches that she's having, not the squash shit that she's done here and there throughout her reign, you see, like, why it's such a big deal for her to have this title, why she's holding a title longer than anyone else in Ring of Honor history. I think she's absolutely deserved to have, you know, a title reign like this. However, we're at the point where it's like, who else can she go against? What else can she do in Ring of Honor? Honestly, I have no clue. I don't know who else that she can go against, how long they can actually stretch this out before people are just like, all right, it's done. It's absolutely done. We're getting there. We're absolutely getting there. But she's still giving us the best. And honestly, if y'all not watching any of these matches that Athena has had throughout her reign, you're missing out on some really great women's wrestling. She's been an amazing champion. But it's time, Tony Khan, just about time to get her up on that main roster. The show, way too long. However, we have some great things here. Tony Khan, come up with a formula for Ring of Honor and just keep it that way. We don't need to have 3-hour show one week and another week 1-hour show. Let people know that, hey, when you come to see Ring of Honor, you're getting this, this, and that, and it's always going to be this, this, and that. Not all this other shit that's going on. A little overboard to me, but still some good things that are worth watching. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with Rampage. See you guys then. Bye.